Everybody wants their music to give you that dopamine hit. They want that music to give you that nostalgic feeling of the best time in your life, even if the best time in your life was when a needle was hanging out of your fucking arm as your boyfriend was overdosing.
In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim Edwards and I am your host. Today, we got lyrics. Because we're talking about Lana Del Rey and her obsession with heroin, her obsession with cocaine, her obsession with alcohol, her obsession with drug dealers, and how she always somehow seemed to relate that back to being in love and all this other shit. So before we start going through her lyrics, it only took a couple because we would literally be here 4 or 5 parts, which we probably could have did, but it's so much going on right now. The reason people try to make it seem like in their songs that drugs are this sexy, drugs are like they try to make you feel like you're missing out on something, is because drugs are the things that it's kind of, I want to say like they're forbidden, but everybody knows that drugs are wrong, drugs are bad, all of that shit. Get your dare shirt shit on, but we know musicians have a problem with drugs. However, drugs are something that they make you feel good. Point blank, period. Everybody wants their music to give you that dopamine hit. They want that music to give you that nostalgic feeling of the best time in your life, even if the best time in your life was when a needle was hanging out of your fucking arm as your boyfriend was overdosing. So let's go through some of these real quick. We're going to talk about what makes it so dark, and you'll be able to actually hear it because she don't really pull no fucking punches when it comes to the lyrics. So this is from Brooklyn Baby. I'm churning out novels like beat poetry and amphetamines. High by the beach. That's a song. There's no explanation. High by the beach. We all know what getting high does. We, especially as musicians, people like the music, getting high makes me feel all inspired and I need it. You don't need it, but it does take you somewhere else where some shit that you normally would never have come to the surface actually does come to the surface. So this one, Carmen, you don't want to be like me, looking for fun, getting high for free. So now you start going into realms and lanes when you start mixing this music with these drugs, any genre. Again, you start mixing the music with the drugs. Now you start drifting off into lanes where you might be subject to prostitution. You might be subject to goddamn, and this bitch, it only gets worse. It's not no, oh, that's so sweet, it's so whatever. I made sure I went through and put every song that I have in my hands on a playlist, and I could barely get through it just because you gotta be somebody who likes that style of music, that 70s fucking and my thing is, this is an old bitch. She not young, but she not that old either. She 38 or so, but her music gives you that 70s civil rights movement just wrapped up. Let's goddamn go to the milkshake shop or some shit. I just couldn't. A lot of it is just and also her aesthetic gives you that too. It gives you that old school, retro, whatever. You gotta have a taste for that. Every beat for his cocaine heart. And in this song, what is this? Off to the Races. She refers to the drugs as daddy. I've spoken about this before. Like, a lot of these people are ruled by that. When you are on drugs, them drugs is your master, especially in this music. And the drugs trick you into actually thinking you have power that, like, you can't survive without it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why people will be on drugs, and when they get sober, they don't have no music career no more. Because even being sober, they have already told themselves they can't do their music without getting high. They can't do their music without, hitting the bag. They can't do their music without smoking. Motherfuckers don't even want to go to the studio and record no music. Again, we have transcended genre. Motherfuckers will walk into the studio. Oh, somebody come in there, what's your drug of choice? But they'll be like, what's your poison? They'll say some slick shit like that. What you need. And you'll say, oh, I need some bitches. Or you'll probably come there with bitches yourself if you got some sense. Oh, I need, I just need a little bit. Or you'll hit somebody up on Instagram, come to the town. That's a whole nother thing. Motherfuckers have relationships with people wherever they going, just so the person can get them whatever drug. And it's just like, motherfuckers done wasted an hour and a half getting high trying to find who got the drugs before we actually get to doing some motherfucking music. Ridiculous. She got a song called Yayo, where she was, I ain't writing no lyrics for this one. But this song, Yayo, right? She's talking about being in love with the plug. Not verbatim, but she's in love with the drug dealer. She wants the drug dealer. A lot of times, especially in that genre, in that world, that old school, is it old school pop? It's like an old school retro pop situation they got going over there. They romanticize and depended on the drug dealer, because the drug dealer might have been their manager. The drug dealer might have been the owner of the label. They was having a fucking affair, fucking the owner of the label, so they could get the records that they wanted, so they could get the spot at whatever, you know what I'm saying? Probably not in her case. She probably just like being in a relationship with her drug buddy, somebody she can go get high with, or some crazy shit like that. Let's keep moving, because we got a couple more, and I'm not trying to be here all day. All right, Gods and Monsters. This might actually be my favorite one. You got that Medicine I Need. Dope. Shoot it up. Straight to the heart, please. That might sound like, oh my God, like this is so romantic and she's comparing love to drugs. I do it all the time. However, this bitch is talking about heroin. She's not talking about being in love. She's not talking about whatever. No, I need to get high. And I need to get high now. Help. Like, I need it now. Like, this is, you have to go through her music if you can stomach it and actually sit through the shit. But nothing short. And I still got a whole handful of shit going on. Shades of Cool. He lives for love. He loves his drugs. He loves his baby too. A lot of times, let's get that out of here. And it landed on my arm. A lot of times, when you are an artist and you are in these relationships, and she's a person who has romanticized getting high. She is the person, I would say, that made it cool to be in a drug binge bound relationship. The relationship is contingent on how high we can get. She don't have a whole bunch of music about other shit. Like, it's not a bunch of different subjects or whatever. Most of her songs is about being in relationships with people, and the relationship is based on drugs. And I've been wanting to talk about her, but it's so heavy and so much. I don't want to say I was avoiding it, but a lot of shit is just like, oh, when a person hear it, it sound like poetry. But if you really know what the fuck she got going on, which is her love for heroin and drugs and all that shit, you know that this shit is actually kind of sick and kind of wicked. Florida kilos. No shame in the title either. Like, and my thing is, with shit like this, why do people like this get to say and do whatever they want to? Ain't nothing coming down on her. Ain't nobody running down on her. Maybe. No, whatever. But white palms, baking powder on the stove, cooking up a dream, turning diamonds into snow. Straight, I mean, that's actually really raw. I'm not gonna throw that. I'm gonna keep that because that's kind of raw. But shit like that. This, like, she's made it attractive. Is she responsible for making heroin attractive? Sad girl. This just a song about her and her nigga getting high. Goddamn, pretty when you cry. All those special times I spent with you, my love. They don't mean shit compared to your drugs. Fighting, battling, wanting your career. Fighting, battling, wanting your fucking addiction. I had to go through all this, so it's like you gonna hear all these lyrics. We got 2 left. Well, actually 1. Cruel World, when she talks about candy. They have I'm gonna throw that other one, because the other one was just about how she was mixing alcohol with antidepressants, and there's not one drug this bitch has mentioned that she did not try to make it seem like it's all good because we in love. So, it's okay because we in love. And, you know, people be thinking, addicts in relationships think they're going to die getting high together. That was kind of my purpose of even wanting to bring her up. She ain't really doing too much right now. Maybe she'll come out with something soon, but like, a lot of this, and if you don't know who that is, this was one of the biggest, I don't know if you want to call it pop, but this was one of the biggest pop singer, retro, whatever, old school type of singer bitches of today's time. And motherfuckers out, like, Nick, they was playing this shit on the radio like it was like, okay, like, yeah, shoot it up, and fucking Florida Kilo niggas on blurb it out, ain't no radio edit, nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think she made heroin sexy. I think she made it romantic. I think she is one of the people who actually did a good job at making getting high and chasing a junkie attractive. And that's all I kind of wanted to mention, because she got a plethora of fucking music. Again, you can go listen to it if you're interested, but she did a great job at making addiction, making binging, making cocktailing sexy. So, this is the dark side of songwriting. My name is Nayim, and I will holler at you.